You thought you mattered. Be honest. You really did. Because of how it started, the attention, the effort, the way they showed up in the beginning. It felt real. It felt intentional. It felt like you were important. But over time, something changed. Not suddenly, slowly, almost unnoticeable, until it wasn't. They started replying less, putting in less effort, being less present, and you felt it. Of course you did, because when someone's energy changes, you notice. But instead of questioning it, you adjusted to it. You gave them space. You became more understanding. You lowered your expectations, thinking, maybe they're just busy. Maybe I'm overthinking. But you weren't. You were just avoiding the truth, because the truth was uncomfortable. You were no longer a priority. You were an option, something they came back to when it was convenient, when they were bored, when they needed attention, when they had nothing better to do. And the worst part? You were always there, available, ready, waiting. And that's what made it easy for them, because no matter how little they gave, you stayed. You didn't demand more. You didn't walk away. You didn't set boundaries. You just kept adjusting. And every time you adjusted, you lowered your value in their eyes. Not because you're not valuable, but because you made access to you too easy, too guaranteed, too constant. And people don't prioritize what they feel they can't lose. That's the reality. So while you were treating them like a priority, they were treating you like an option. And that imbalance is what broke everything. Because no matter how much you give, if the other person doesn't match it, you'll always feel empty. And you did. Even when they were there, you felt alone. Because presence without effort means nothing. And effort without consistency means even less. But you kept holding on, not to how things were, but to how they started. Because the beginning was perfect, and you believed it could go back to that. But it doesn't work like that. People don't go back. They either grow or they show you who they really are. And this was them showing you, not through words, but through actions, through inconsistency, through lack of effort, through absence. And actions never lie. But you ignored them because you didn't want to lose them. So instead, you lost yourself. You stopped expecting more. You stopped asking for clarity. You stopped speaking up just to keep them around, even if it meant being treated like an option. And that's where it hurts the most. Not what they did, but what you accepted. Because deep down, you knew you deserved better. You just didn't act on it. But here's the truth you need to hear. You were never their priority. You were just their convenience. And once you realize that, everything changes. You stop chasing. You stop waiting. You stop being available for someone who only shows up when it suits them. And that's power. Because now, you see things clearly. You see who's consistent. You see who actually shows up. You see who values you without needing reminders. And those are the people you give your energy to. Not the ones who treat you like an option. Not the ones who come and go. Not the ones who only show up when it's convenient. Because now you understand. Being available to everyone makes you valuable to no one. And that's a lesson you'll never forget.